This is the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, John Solberg here. Thanks so much for stopping by. The best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. Today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9+ briskets, and as always, they're going to be handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for the past 15 years. Every week, they ship out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Not a competitor, but still have an eye for the finer cuts? Great news, The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged, Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of their cul-de-sac. That's right. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, it's always handpicked just for you. Now, you might be saying, John, all this sounds great, but what about some exotic stuff? Well, rest easy knowing the Butcher Shop will get you your next elk steak or camel roast, and they're going to ship it out promptly. Let's review the best competition briskets, check. Best pork selection, check. Giving you better overall options to cook at home, check. So give the Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782, 850-458-8782. Mention the Barbecue Central show for 10% off your entire order each and every time. You can also interact with them on Facebook, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9+ briskets. And here's what's going on today. We're going to go back to April in 2013. Greg's going to talk to Robyn Lindars about a interesting article that was written about her in the Huffington Post.
We're kind of running out of time here, Robyn. I apologize. I did want to get to this, and it's not the Memphis and May stuff, which is actually really cool, but I'm jealous because I'm not the one doing it. But what is going on with women hating on other women? Last week, I was given a link to a Huffington Post article on a woman. This lady was talking about grilling and like Land O'Lakes, and somehow you get dragged into it, and you're being accused of hot and fast and low and slow being like sex stuff. I mean, what's going on over here?
That lady, I think karma's going to come back and bite her in the ass because she's a royal you-know-what. But
see you next Tuesday?
Know. She's a royal you-know-what.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday, right?
Yeah. That too, exactly. Right. And I really think that the timing, what happened is I'm doing a gig with Land O'Lakes. I'm their outdoor grilling spokesperson, and I'm doing a quote unquote women's grilling clinic for the media in New York City, which, grilling clinics are kind of like my thing.
Yeah.
So, Land O'Lakes sent out an invite, and they had done some kind of, this is punny, cheesy, Land O'Lakes being cheese. It was kind of a cheesy, survey about blah, 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 some 80 or, X% of women feel intimidated by the grill. And it was kind of like a way to intro into my grilling clinic. Well, I think this Huffington Post lady needed some, women's lib content and took that and like reworked it into the title of her article that, Land O'Lakes thinks women don't know how to grill. And then she goes on to this like women's lib article and about how like, first it's bikini season and we're not good enough. And now Land O'Lakes tells us we don't know how to grill, and grilling is, that's sexist. And of course we know how to grill. But then the lady goes and takes all of these things out of context on my website. So I reference hot and fat, like that I enjoy hot and fast and I appreciate low and slow. And she goes and pulls all this stuff off my website and says that I'm relating grilling to being seductive.
Yeah.
And it just like totally threw me under the bus for, and it was just ridiculous. And bad journalism, because everything she talked about, she didn't know what she was talking about and didn't reference it correctly. But what I find ironic about the article is that she's like, I can't believe they're saying that women don't know how to grill and blah, blah, blah. And she's obviously a woman. And then she takes all these really common barbecue terms off my website and obviously has no idea what they mean. So she proves that she herself has no idea what she's talking about, including anything related to grilling. So she really defeated the whole purpose of her article by making herself look like an idiot.
And what do we know? There's two things we know for sure. A, she's probably a vegetarian. Secondly, and probably more importantly, she's probably a big fatso. And, when you're fat, you are angry and you start taking aim at anything that you can possibly put your sights on, and you just probably happen to fall under that. And butter, of course. Butter's probably your favorite dish, fried butter.
Possibly. Well, I actually looked her up, and she's actually good looking enough, but I know she's a lesbian, and I know she's probably a vegetarian. So she was just being a hater, but we girls have to stick together. And she took what I do with my women's grilling clinics, which is all about just getting together with girlfriends and having kind of like fun classes with learning some cooking skills. And she turned it into a negative thing. So it was kind of a bummer, but I was appreciative to all my people in the barbecue community who really stood up for me, like John Dawson and Chris Grove and even Meathead, who writes for HuffPost. And you, of course, you should tell people to go look at your comment because it's hilarious.
It never got posted.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Your comment posted.
It did?
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah. Please go look. Everybody look. It's awesome.
It's really, really funny. So when I read it that morning, I was like, oh my God, that made my day. Cause I'd been kind of like, why did this girl choose to bash on me? But, no, it made me feel good to have all the support of my barbecue people. And, what is it they say that all PR is good PR. So
yeah, as long as they spell your name right, it's all good. All right, quickly before we go, we got about a minute left. You're going to be doing some work with the National Pork Board and Memphis in May this year.
Want to hear the rest of this episode? Head on over to the BBQCentralShow.com. You want to read that article in the Huffington Post? Search Huffington Post, Robyn Lindars. It's still there. Couldn't find Greg's comment, though, but I'd like to. Hey, while you're on the internet, make sure you check out The Butcher Shop over on their Facebook page, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled SHOPPE. Please be sure to mention the Barbecue Central Show, and they're going to give you 10% off your entire order. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, some days words are hard. And until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.